desert 1,000 miles wide. But it wasn't just that. Her Thursdays contributed more to her survival than food and water. She firmly believed it. They allowed her to get through the next week. Her days at home were the most treasured part of her existence, the only time she truly felt like herself. The rest of the time, she wasn't really sure who Pansy Tilney had become. She'd been working as a maid for the wealthy Blythe family for 7 years now, and during that time her personality had been dulled, her sense of hope eroded, and all her better traits methodically replaced, one at a time, by less admirable ones. She was simply Tilney, a functional being. It was only on a Thursday that she could recapture something of the girl she used to be before she left home at 16 on what was to have been her great adventure. Eventually she turned and dragged herself back upstairs, chancing the main staircase as it was nearer. She'd already loitered long enough, and Mrs. Clarendon would be champing at the bit. It wasn't as though any of the family would be up and about at this time, but, as if her day needed to get any worse, she ran smack bang into none other than the mistress on the second-floor landing. "Beg pardon, ma'am," she muttered, keeping her head down and dodging to one side. Servants were supposed to be silent and invisible, like good fairies who did all the work and made everything run like clockwork, so the family could enjoy its genteel hours under the illusion that life just happened like that. Nowhere was this the case more than in the Blythe house. Some employers looked for diligence, honesty, and a willingness to work hard when they hired their domestic staff. The Blythes looked for all that and more: a pleasing appearance, a genteel voice, considerable height, a graceful build, a light tread, the ability to stay out of sight, to stay spotlessly clean, even when cleaning out coal fires or emptying slop buckets, and to know intuitively when they were about to cross paths with a Blythe and melt away. Pansy excelled in all of these requirements, but she wasn't supposed to be at work today. Her senses had briefly deserted her, and when was Maud Blythe ever out of bed and fully dressed at 7 in the morning? She crept past, hoping that if she didn't look at the mistress somehow wouldn't notice her. No such luck. "Wait!" The voice was imperious. It could crack glass. Pansy stopped. "Turn!" Pansy turned round and reluctantly raised her eyes. Maud Blythe wore purple, and her pale blue eyes were appalled. "Who are you, and what are you doing in my house?" "It's Tilney, ma'am, housemaid. It was to be my day off, but one of the other girls is sick. Mrs. Clarendon caught me on my way out and sent me to change. I'm stepping in." There was a little pause, as who knew what thoughts went through Mrs. Blythe's mind. Then she said, "Ah," and walked away. Pansy watched her disappear, feeling her face screw itself into a caricature of disbelief. The mistress hadn't said one word of commiseration or thanks. She couldn't even recognize her own staff when she saw them out of uniform. Well, of course not. She never looked at them. The last time Mrs. Blythe had looked Pansy in the eye was when they were introduced 7 years ago, when Pansy had been given the job. She'd been happy and proud then, if you could believe that. She climbed the last stairs to the attic and sank onto her bed. She shared her room with 2 other girls, Lou and Maisie, but they'd been hard at work for 2 hours already. Removing her coat and bodice felt more difficult than carrying water buckets or firewood. She couldn't quite believe that her Thursday, her lovely Thursday, had been taken from her. "You've been an age," said Mrs. Clarendon, when Pansy finally appeared in the kitchen, wearing her morning uniform of pale blue print, with white apron and cap. In the afternoons they changed into black dress, white apron, and white cap with streamers. It felt odd being her work self and dressed to fit, when 20 minutes ago she'd been in her own hat and coat, ready to be Pansy. "Prepare the drawing room, fresh flowers, lay the fire, oh, and Thursday's rug day. Take them out and beat them. Miss Blythe's expecting Miss Crawford. Oh, I should call her the young Mrs. Blythe now. I keep forgetting. Quick sharp now." "Bad luck, Pansy, love," muttered Lou, hurrying past with a slop bucket. Pansy did the fire first, then the India rugs, one at a time.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.